English Daily, the podcast.
Your English journey starts now. Hey, English learners, welcome back to your podcast, The English Daily, the podcast.
Yes, we're so happy to have you here today.
Today's episode is all about hobbies and free time.
That's right, and we're going to make it really practical for you.
So whether you're a beginner or already speaking well, you'll find something useful here.
Let's dive right in.
So, Jack, let's start with something fun. What do you like to do in your free time?
Oh, that's a great question to start with. Well, I have quite a few hobbies, actually. The main one would definitely be playing guitar. I've been playing for about 8 years now, and I just love it.
8 years? That's really impressive. Do you play acoustic or electric?
I have both, but honestly, I prefer acoustic. There's something about the sound that just feels more authentic, I guess. I like sitting on my balcony in the evening, just playing some chords and singing along. It's so relaxing after a long day at work.
That sounds so peaceful. I can just picture it. Do you play any particular style? Folk, rock, classical?
That's a good question. I started with some pop songs, the typical stuff everyone learns. But then I got into folk and singer-songwriter stuff. Artists like John Prine, Bob Dylan, that kind of thing. The storytelling in those songs really appeals to me.
Oh, I love that kind of music too. Do you write your own songs?
I do, yeah. I'm not very good at it, honestly. I have a notebook full of half-finished lyrics and chord progressions. Some of them are pretty embarrassing, to be honest, but it's a fun process,
I think that's wonderful. Everyone has to start somewhere, right? And the fact that you're actually creating something is amazing. Do you perform for anyone, or is it just for yourself?
Just for myself and my cat, mostly. She's a very patient audience. Sometimes my friends ask me to play at gatherings, which is fun, but I'm definitely not comfortable on stage in front of strangers. Maybe one day I'll be brave enough for open mic night.
A cat audience. That's adorable. Does she respond to the music?
Actually, she does. She'll curl up right next to me when I play. Sometimes she'll purr really loudly, which is cute. I like to think she appreciates my musical talent, even if she's a bit biased.
That's the best kind of audience. Now, what about you? What do you like to do in your free time?
Yes, I'm curious too. What are Anna's hobbies?
Oh, I have so many, but I think my absolute favorite is painting. I know it sounds cliche, but I've loved art since I was a little girl. I remember taking art classes in elementary school and just feeling so at peace when I was painting.
That's beautiful. What kind of painting do you do? Watercolor, oil, acrylic?
I've tried all of them, actually. Watercolor is my favorite because it's so forgiving in some ways and so challenging in others. You can't really fix mistakes easily, so you just have to go with the flow. It's taught me to be more relaxed about things in general, actually.
That's interesting. I've never thought about painting teaching you life lessons. What do you mean by that?
Well, with watercolor, you can't be too controlling. You have to let the water do its thing, let the colors blend naturally, and sometimes the most beautiful things happen by accident. It's taught me to embrace imperfections, both in art and in life.
That's actually really profound. I love that perspective. Do you paint regularly, like every week?
I tried to, but honestly, life gets busy. I probably paint 2 or 3 times a week, maybe more on weekends. I have a little studio corner in my apartment with all my supplies. It's my happy place.
I totally understand having a special space for your hobby. That's really important. What kind of things do you paint? Landscapes, portraits, abstract?
Mostly I paint nature scenes. Flowers, trees, skies. There's something about bringing the beauty of nature into my home that makes me happy. I also do a lot of commissioned pieces for friends and family. It's nice to create something meaningful for people I care about.
Wait, you actually sell your paintings? That's amazing.
Well, I wouldn't say sell exactly. I do commissions as a side thing. It's not about the money, honestly. It's more about the challenge of capturing what someone else wants, interpreting their vision. It's a different creative process than just painting for myself.
That sounds really rewarding. Maybe I should commission you to paint something sometime.
I'd love that. We could make it a fun challenge. Just tell me what you have in mind.
So, Anna, do you think hobbies are important for making friends?
Like, do they help you meet new people?
That's a really interesting question. I think hobbies can definitely be a great way to connect with others. When you share an interest with someone, there's an instant conversation starter, you know?
Exactly. I joined a local music group last year, and I met so many cool people there. We meet every month to play together, just for fun. It's become this little community.
That's wonderful. What kind of music do you all play?
It's a mixed bag, actually. We have people who play guitar, drums, keyboard, even a ukulele sometimes. We just take turns playing songs we all know. Some people sing, some just play along. It's very informal and relaxed.
That sounds like so much fun. How did you find this group?
I actually found them through a community bulletin board at a local coffee shop. Someone had posted a flyer looking for musicians of all skill levels. I was a bit nervous at first, honestly. I thought everyone would be so much better than me.
That's a common feeling, isn't it? What happened when you went to the first meeting?
It was actually so welcoming. Everyone was really friendly and nobody cared about skill level. There was this one older gentleman who had been playing for 40 years, and he was so patient in showing me some chords I'd been struggling with. It really restored my faith in community spirit, you know?
That's such a heartwarming story. It's amazing when hobby groups create that kind of supportive environment. Do you think you'd still be part of this group if you hadn't joined?
Honestly, probably not. I was pretty isolated before, spending most of my time at home. This group has given me a reason to get out, meet people, and share something I love. It's been really good for my mental health, honestly.
That's so important. I've heard that having hobbies and social connections can really help with things like anxiety and depression. Do you feel like your hobby has helped you in that way?
Definitely. There's something about focusing on music that takes my mind off everyday worries. And the social aspect means I'm not just sitting alone with my thoughts. When I'm playing with others, I'm present in the moment. It's like meditation, but more fun.
I completely agree. When I'm painting, I get into this flow state where nothing else matters. It's my form of self-care, I guess. What about you, Jack? Do you have any hobbies that help you relax?
Besides guitar, I really enjoy hiking. There's a beautiful trail system near where I live, and I try to go at least once a week if the weather permits. Being out in nature is so peaceful.
Oh, I love hiking too. How far do you usually go?
It varies, sometimes just a couple miles on an easy trail. Other times I'll do a more challenging 10-mile loop. I like the variety. And the views are incredible, especially in the fall when the leaves change color.
Oh, fall hiking is the best. The colors are so beautiful. Do you go with friends or do you prefer going alone?
I do both, actually. Sometimes I'll go with a buddy from the hiking group, and other times I enjoy the solitude. There's something refreshing about being alone with your thoughts, surrounded by nature. It's different from playing music, but equally therapeutic.
Do you listen to music while hiking?
Sometimes, but I try not to. I think part of the experience is listening to the sounds of nature, you know? The birds, the wind through the trees, the crunch of leaves under your feet. It's pretty magical.
That's so mindful of you. I think we could all benefit from being more present like that. Maybe I should try hiking without my earbuds next time.
You definitely should. And if you ever want a hiking buddy, I'm happy to join. We could make it a podcast field trip.
That would be amazing. We'll have to plan that sometime. Jack, do you think hobbies help people grow as individuals? Like, do they teach life skills?
That's a great question. I think they definitely can. For example, learning to play an instrument teaches patience and persistence. You don't become good overnight. It takes practice, dedication, and the ability to handle frustration when things don't sound right.
Absolutely. I remember when I first started painting, I was so frustrated because my paintings never looked like what I imagined in my head. But over time, I learned to be patient with myself and appreciate the process rather than just focusing on the result.
What other skills do you think hobbies teach?
Problem solving, for one. When you're painting, you constantly have to make decisions about color, composition, technique, and when something doesn't work, you have to figure out how to fix it or work around it. It's like a constant exercise in critical thinking.
I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. Music teaches problem solving too. When you're learning a difficult passage, you have to break it down into smaller parts, practice each section, and then put it all together. It's the same kind of analytical thinking.
Do you think hobbies can help with career skills too? Like, do they transfer to the workplace?
That's an interesting one. I work in marketing, and honestly, I think my musical background has helped me in unexpected ways. For instance, creativity is important in marketing, and pursuing music has given me a creative outlet that feeds into my work. Also, performing in front of people, even just at our little music group, has helped with public speaking confidence.
That's a great point. I've actually found that my painting has improved my attention to detail at work. I'm a graphic designer, and I think the time I spend analyzing composition and color in my paintings has made me better at visual design in general.
See, that's exactly what I mean. Hobbies can have such unexpected benefits. What about time management? Do you think hobbies teach that?
Definitely. When you have a hobby you love, you have to make time for it. You learn to prioritize, to carve out space in your schedule for the things that matter to you. It's a skill that applies to everything in life, not just hobbies.
That's so true. I used to be really bad at managing my time, but since I started making sure I have time for guitar and hiking, I've gotten much better at balancing everything. It's like having hobbies forces you to be more organized.
Have you ever tried to turn a hobby into a career? Like, did you ever consider becoming a professional musician?
There was a time when I thought about it seriously, actually. After I graduated from college, I considered trying to make it as a musician. I played at some open mics, even got a few small gigs. But eventually, I decided that I didn't want the pressure of making music my job. I wanted to keep it as something I loved, without the stress of earning a living from it.
That's a really mature decision. It's important to protect the things that bring you joy. Not everything has to be about money. What about you? Have you ever thought about being a full-time artist? Sometimes, honestly, when I'm painting, I think maybe I could do this for a living. But then I think about the business side of it, the pressure to create on demand, and I think it's better for me to keep it as a passion project. That way, I only paint when I feel inspired.
Exactly. There's something to be said for keeping your hobbies pure and joyful. The moment it becomes an obligation, it can lose some of its magic. But it's also nice to have that option, to know you could do it if you wanted to.
Yes, exactly. It's having the choice that matters. And who knows what the future holds? Maybe one day I'll change my mind. For now, I'm happy with things as they are.
So, Anna, let's talk about something practical. How do you find time for your hobbies with everything else going on in your life? Work, family, all those responsibilities?
That's always a challenge, isn't it? I think the key for me is treating my hobbies as appointments. If I just say I'll paint when I have time, that never happens. But if I actually schedule it, like Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 7 to 9 are painting time, then I'm much more likely to do it.
That's a great strategy. I do something similar with guitar. I try to practice for at least 30 minutes every morning before work. It starts my day on a positive note. Literally.
30 minutes every morning? That's impressive. Do you ever feel too tired to practice?
Honestly, yes, especially on days when I work late. But I've found that even just a short practice session is better than nothing. And sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll just play some easy songs, stuff I already know. It's still relaxing and keeps my fingers moving.
That's a good point. It's better to do a little bit than nothing at all. Do you think having a routine is important for maintaining a hobby?
I think it helps a lot, but it doesn't have to be rigid. Some people do better with a strict schedule, but I'm more flexible. I know I'll play guitar most days, but I'm okay if it varies in length or timing. The important thing is to keep showing up, even in small ways.
I think that's really healthy. I've learned not to be too hard on myself if I miss a week of painting or whatever. Life happens. What matters is getting back to it when you can. Do you ever feel guilty when you choose to spend time on hobbies instead of other things?
Definitely, especially early on. I'd feel like I should be working overtime or studying or doing something more productive. But then I realized that hobbies are productive in their own way. They recharge me, make me happier, and ultimately make me more effective at everything else I do.
That's such an important realization. Self-care isn't selfish. In fact, taking care of yourself makes you better able to take care of others and handle your responsibilities. It's not either or, it's both and.
Do you handle it when someone criticizes you for spending time on hobbies? Like if a friend or family member says you're wasting time?
That used to bother me, honestly, but now I've learned to just let it roll off. Everyone has different priorities, and that's okay. What matters is what brings you joy and meaning. If painting makes me happy and doesn't hurt anyone, then it's time well spent. I don't need to justify my hobbies to anyone.
That's a really healthy attitude. I've had to develop that same mindset. Sometimes people don't understand why I spend so much time on music or hiking, but that's their issue, not mine. I've learned to not let other people's expectations dictate how I live my life.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we only have so much time. We might as well spend it doing things that make us happy. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start a new hobby but feels like they don't have time?
Start small. You don't need to commit hours every day. Even 15 or 20 minutes a few times a week is a great start. The most important thing is to just begin. You can always increase the time later. And remember, it's supposed to be enjoyable, not another item on your to-do list.
Yes, start small and be patient with yourself. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Everyone has to start somewhere. The fact that you're even thinking about picking up a hobby is a great first step. Jack, have you ever tried a new hobby that turned out to be completely different from what you expected?
Oh, absolutely. A few years ago, I decided to try cooking. I was tired of eating takeout all the time, and I thought it would be a useful life skill to have. So I started watching cooking videos and trying out recipes on the weekends.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you enjoy it?
Honestly, it was harder than I thought. I burn everything, I can never get the seasoning right, and I once set off the smoke alarm making toast. But despite all that, I kept at it because I knew it was a valuable skill, and eventually things started clicking.
Wait, you set off the smoke alarm with toast? That's funny. What happened?
I got distracted by my phone and forgot about the bread in the toaster. By the time I smelled the smoke, it was already too late. The whole apartment smelled like burnt toast for hours. My cat was not impressed.
That's hilarious. But it's also a good lesson about staying focused. What kind of food do you like to cook now?
I've gotten pretty good at simple stuff like pasta dishes, stir fries, and various rice bowls. Nothing fancy, but tasty and nutritious. I've also discovered that I really enjoy meal prepping. Making a bunch of food at the beginning of the week saves so much time and money.
That's a great skill to have. Do you think cooking is now one of your main hobbies?
It's somewhere between a hobby and a life skill, I guess. I enjoy it, but I'm definitely not passionate about it the way I am about music. It's more practical, you know? But I've definitely gotten a lot better at it over the years.
What about you? Have you tried any new hobbies recently? Actually, yes. I recently started learning pottery. A friend of mine invited me to a class, and I thought, why not? I'd never worked with clay before, and I was curious about it.
Oh, that sounds so interesting. How's it going?
It's definitely a learning experience. There's so much I didn't know. The clay behaves differently than I expected, and centering the clay on the wheel is seriously difficult. I've made some pretty wonky pieces so far, but I'm having a lot of fun.
Wonky pieces sound charming. What's the appeal for you? Why pottery?
I think it's the tactile experience, honestly. There's something so grounding about working with your hands, shaping raw material into something beautiful. It's different from painting in some ways, but equally meditative. And I love the idea of creating something functional that people can use every day.
That's beautiful. Have you made anything you'd actually use?
I've made a few bowls and mugs. They're not perfect, but I use them all the time. There's something special about eating from a bowl I made myself, even if it's a little lopsided. It adds meaning to everyday objects.
Do you think you'll continue with pottery?
Definitely. I'm signed up for another session next month. I'm excited to keep improving and see what I can create. It's such a welcoming community, too. Everyone in the class is so supportive and encouraging.
That sounds amazing. Maybe I should try pottery too. It seems like a great way to unwind.
You totally should. We could go together sometime. It would be fun to have a buddy to learn with.
That's a great idea. Let's make it happen. Anna, let's talk about something a bit different. How do you think technology has changed the way we pursue hobbies?
That's a great question. I think technology has made hobbies more accessible in many ways. For example, I can learn painting techniques from YouTube videos. There are tutorials for everything online now. You don't need to take expensive classes to learn something new.
Exactly. I've learned so much from online resources. There are amazing guitar tutorials, music theory lessons, all kinds of stuff. It's incredible. When I was first learning, I had to figure things out mostly by myself or find a teacher. Now the information is right at your fingertips.
Do you think technology has made hobbies more social too, like through online communities?
Definitely. There's so many online groups for different hobbies. I've joined some forums and social media groups for musicians. It's great to connect with people from all over the world who share your interests. I've gotten advice, shared my own experiences, and even collaborated with people remotely.
That's so cool. Have you actually collaborated with someone online?
Yes, there's this guitarist in Australia I've been jamming with through video calls. We've been working on some original songs together. It's not the same as being in the same room, but it's still a really cool connection.
That's amazing. What about the downside? Do you think technology can also have negative effects on hobbies?
That's a good point. I think sometimes technology can be distracting. It's easy to spend hours scrolling through social media instead of actually practicing your hobby. Also, there's so much content out there that some people get stuck in perpetual learning mode without ever actually doing the hobby.
I've experienced that. I'll watch tutorial after tutorial, but not actually pick up a brush. It's like a form of procrastination. There's also the pressure to document everything for social media. Sometimes I feel like I need to take photos of my paintings rather than just enjoy the process.
That's so true. The comparison game on social media can be discouraging too. You see these amazing artists or musicians and think you'll never be that good. But remember, people only show their best moments online. Everyone struggles sometimes.
That's such an important reminder. Social media is a highlight reel, not real life. What about video games? Do you think they're legitimate hobbies?
Oh, interesting. Do you play video games?
I do, actually. Not as much as I used to, but I still enjoy it. I think gaming can be a really engaging hobby. It requires problem solving, creativity, sometimes teamwork, and it's a great way to connect with friends, especially those who live far away.
Definitely. I play games with my brother who lives in another state. It's our way of staying connected. We have a weekly gaming night, and it's become something I really look forward to. Is there a specific game or genre you like?
I love puzzle games and building games, like Minecraft. There's something so satisfying of solving a tricky puzzle or creating something from scratch. It's similar to painting in some ways, the creative expression. What about you?
I'm really into strategy games and RPGs. I love the complexity, the planning, the storytelling. I also appreciate games that teach you things. There are some amazing educational games out there now.
Do you think gaming can be considered as valuable as more traditional hobbies?
That's a debate people have a lot. I think any activity that engages your mind, provides enjoyment, and doesn't harm others can be valuable. Is watching television a hobby? What about reading? I think it depends on how you approach it. If gaming is your primary way of relaxing and connecting with others, then absolutely, it's a valid hobby.
I think so too. At the end of the day, a hobby is something you do in your free time that you enjoy. The specific activity matters less than the joy and meaning it brings you. Now it's time for our vocabulary section. Today we're going to learn about hobbies and free time activities. Let's get into some useful phrases and expressions.
Yes, these are phrases you'll hear native speakers use all the time. Let's start with some real ones.
First up, to pick up a hobby. This means to start a new hobby, usually without a lot of planning or commitment. For example, I picked up painting during the pandemic.
That's a great one. You can also say pick up for other skills, like I picked up some Spanish during my trip. It means you learned something casually, not through formal study.
A common mistake is saying pick up a new hobby when you mean you already have one. You use pick up when you're starting something new, so be careful with that tense.
Next phrase, to have a passion for something. This means to really love something, to be very enthusiastic about it. For instance, she has a passion for music.
You can also say, I'm passionate about or I'm really into. Both are very common in casual conversation. Like, I'm really into hiking these days.
Another good one, to kill time. This means to do something while waiting, to pass the time. For example, I read books to kill time on my commute.
This phrase might sound a bit negative, but it's actually quite neutral. It just means you're doing something to occupy yourself while waiting. It's very common.
Next, to unwind. This means to relax, especially after work or a stressful situation. I like to unwind with a good book after work.
This is a very popular phrase in English. You'll hear it all the time. You can also say to relax, but to unwind feels a bit more sophisticated, more adult.
Another great phrase, to be into something. This is similar to have a passion for, but more casual. He's really into photography.
Notice we say into, not into. It's one word when used this way. This is a very common mistake, so watch out.
Reassuring. Next phrase, to blow off steam. This means to release stress or anger, usually through physical activity or something energetic. I went for a run to blow off steam.
This phrase can also be used for fun activities, like, we went to the arcade to blow off steam. It's quite versatile.
Another one, a hands-on activity. This means something where you physically do something using your hands rather than just watching or thinking. Pottery is a hands-on activity.
This is great for describing hobbies that involve making or building things. You might also hear hands-on experience in professional contexts.
Next, to be good at something versus to be bad at something. Pretty straightforward, but very useful. I'm good at playing guitar, or I'm bad at cooking.
A common expression is, I'm not bad at something, which actually means you're pretty good. It's a bit of British understatement. I'm not bad at tennis means you're actually quite good.
Another good phrase, to find time for something. This means to make time, to schedule something even when you're busy. I try to find time for painting every week.
You can also say to make time for, which means the same thing. Both are very common in everyday English.
Next is a productive way to spend time. This means using your time in a useful or meaningful way. Reading is a productive way to spend time.
This is a nice phrase to use when you want to sound a bit more formal or polished. It's good for essays or professional conversations.
Next is to get lost in something. This means to become so engaged in an activity that you forget about everything else. I got lost in my painting for hours.
I love this expression. It captures that feeling of flow when time seems to disappear. It's very evocative.
Another one is to be worth it. This means the effort or sacrifice is rewarded. Learning guitar takes time, but it's worth it.
This is great for giving advice or encouragement. You might say, don't give up, it's worth it.
Next, to get the hang of something. This means to learn how to do something, to become skilled at it. It took me a while to get the hang of pottery.
This is such a useful expression. You'll hear it all the time. I'm starting to get the hang of it is a very common thing to say.
Another one is to take up a hobby. This is similar to pick up a hobby, but take up often implies a bit more commitment. I took up running during the pandemic.
Notice the difference. Pick up is more casual. Take up suggests a bit more seriousness. Both are correct, just slightly different tones.
Last one for today, a leisure activity. This means a recreational activity, something you do for fun. Hiking is my favorite leisure activity.
This is a more formal term, good for professional contexts or written English. In casual conversation, you'd probably just say hobby or free time activity.
Great job, everyone. These phrases will really help you sound more natural when talking about hobbies and free time.
Absolutely. Try to use at least one of these phrases in your next conversation about hobbies. Practice makes perfect.
Now it's time for our reflection questions. These are questions for you to think about and maybe discuss with a friend or write in your journal.
Let's start with something simple. Question 1. What is your favorite hobby and why did you start it?
Question 2. How often do you practice your hobby? Do you have a regular schedule, or do you do it whenever you have time?
Question 3. Has a hobby ever helped you meet new people or make friends? Tell us about that experience.
Question 4. Do you think hobbies are important for mental health? Why or why not?
Question 5. Have you ever tried to turn a hobby into a side business or extra income? What happened?
Question 6. What hobby would you like to try in the future? What is stopping you from starting it now?
Question 7. How do you balance your hobbies with work, family, and other responsibilities?
Question 8. Do you prefer hobbies you do alone or with others? Why?
Question 9. Has a hobby ever taught you a valuable life lesson? What was it?
Question 10. If you could spend 1 hour every day doing anything without worrying about money, what would you choose to do?
Those are our questions for today. Take your time thinking about them. There's no rush.
And remember, there's no wrong answer here. Everyone's relationship with hobbies is different. What matters is that you're exploring what brings you joy.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode about hobbies and free time.
Don't forget to practice those vocabulary phrases and think about our reflection questions. See you next time.
Bye for now, English learners. Keep practicing and have fun. Your learning journey doesn't stop here. Keep improving your English. Click the next video or explore more episodes we've picked just for you. See you in the next lesson.